Continuing our basic solving equations notes on page 10, we're going to now solve equations that have two numbers that we need to remove. So there's an order that we need to do this in. So in order to undo two of them in the correct order, you follow the order of operations in reverse. So when we evaluate and simplify, we do PEMDAS. So now we're going to go backwards on that PEMDAS. And the first thing we're going to do when we're undoing is to do a subtract. We're going to undo either the subtract or the add. Those are the same situation. Once that's been done, the next thing that we want to do is to undo either the dividing or the multiplying that's there. And finally, we'll want to undo exponent next. So if there's any powers, we want to undo those. And then finally, if there is something that's in a grouping symbol, we'll take care of that next. So parentheses is what that P stands for. So example 2, solve each equation. We have 3m plus 3 is 15. So going in reverse, we're going to look to see if there's any addition or subtraction to undo. And we can see right here that we've got that plus 3 that we need to remove. So since it's add 3, to undo it, we do its inverse operation, which is to subtract 3 from both sides. So we'll subtract 3, and we'll be left this time with 3m. Those go away. 15 minus 3 is 12. Now we have 3m is 12. Since it's 3 times m, we'll want to do the inverse operation of multiply, which is to divide both sides by 3 next. So when I do that, those will cancel, and I'll end up with m is equal to 12 divided by 3 is 4. For b, there's actually two ways of working this. One way, we could follow those steps of working in reverse. So on this one, I have both multiplication and then I have that grouped c plus 3. So one thing we could do would be to divide both sides by 3. So since this is multiply right here, where the 3 is touching the parentheses, it's multiply. To undo it, the inverse is to divide both sides by 3. And that will leave us with, here, the c plus 3, no reason for the parentheses now, is equal to 5. Now we're down to, we have addition, and to undo the addition, we will do its inverse, which is to subtract, and that will result in c is equal to 2. So my solution for this equation, c is 2. You actually have your choice on this one. I could have started off with the 3 in parentheses, c plus 3 is equal to 15, and I could distribute that if I wanted to and get 3c plus 9 is 15. Would subtract the 9. Now to undo it, the first thing I need to do going in the reverse PEMDAS is I would need to subtract my 9 from both sides, and that would result in 3c is equal to 6. And then finally, I would divide both sides by the 3. 3. And then I'd be left with that same answer of c is equal to 2. Your option. Looks like that top one in this situation is a little easier. So depending on what kind of problem you have, you can choose your way of doing that. For example, C, working in reverse order, I see again, remember that whenever I have a fraction bar, this is grouped. So that's the parentheses, so that's actually the P in PEMDAS. So if we're going in reverse, that's going to be the very last thing that we're going to do. So I am instead going to take the divide by 5 first, and to undo it, I'll use its inverse operation, which is to multiply both sides by 5. And that will leave us with x minus 2 is equal to 20. Now we can finish up by removing the 2 and subtract. So I'm going to add 2 as inverse. And that will leave me with x is equal to 22. In example D, we have 2y squared is equal to 8, so reverse PEMDAS. I have two things going on here. I have the multiplication right here, 2 times y squared, and then I also have the exponent. So working in reverse order, I need to do undo the multiplication first. So since it's times 2, to undo it, I will divide both sides by 2. And that's going to leave me with y squared is equal to 4. If I have y squared is equal to 4, to undo the exponent y squared, I do the inverse operation, which is to take the square roots. And I come up with y is equal to 2, but it also could be equal to negative 2, because there's actually two numbers that are equal to, when you square them, you actually get 4. 2 squared is 4, and negative 2 squared is also 4. So when you take the square root of both sides, you actually come up with 2 answers. So a plus or a minus 2. So that's my answer.